What's up, Rockstars? Welcome to my unboxing of Ancient Blood Order of the Vampire Slayers. This is one I've been looking to get into way back when I first joined Kickstarter. I was a little baby board gamer. I wanted to back the original and I didn't. I was just kind of cautious about the whole Kickstarter thing. I think I backed Massive Darkness instead, so go me. But now's my chance to actually get a hold of the latest one and see what they have in store. As always, a huge shout out to my patrons and YouTube members. It is through their financial support that this channel is truly possible. Thank you so much for being the cornerstones of this channel and allowing me to make the videos I make. I very much appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you guys. If you want to join the patrons, you can. There's a link down below in the description. Even $1 a month helps out a ton, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, I want to go ahead and just take stuff out like here so you can see me. So I'm not just floating hands guy, but then we'll go top down. We'll kind of see everything. I'm guessing minis here. I'm not going to open that. We got some kind of token stuff. We got some character cards here. Oh geez, it's like, okay, what the heck? It's like magnetic. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, looks like there's two different versions. There's like an evil undead version and a alive version. So that's good. We got a dial here. I'm assuming this is the day-night cycle thing, where night is half of the time, which isn't good. Let's see, we got some kind of enemy card here, two different sides as well on that, and then of course 3 more, and again with the kind of evil side. Yeah, the style, by the way, reminds me a little bit of Bloodborne in a way. This guy's really cool, by the way. This Odo guy, I'll have to show you that. That's cool. He's got like some axe hammer thing. We got some tokens. So regular tokens, looks like even some cubes. Again, all prototype stuff. We got some more tokens, very, very dark. But again, prototype. We have some dice. The dice are just regular, blink dice with the side painted on. This is how I complete Rubik's Cubes too, so I ain't judging. We got some squiggly lines. We got some electricity. We got some shields and squiggly lines. We got regular Yahtzee dice. Ew, I feel dirty just holding that thing. Give me some custom dice. That's a prototype, that's fine. Let's see, we got some more electricity stuff. We got some broken twig on just one side. I'm assuming that's like a noise thing. If you roll that and you made a noise, snap a twig or something, perhaps. I guess we'll find out. More dice. It's all everywhere. The dice are not in the bag, apparently. Okay, and then we have this regular box here. I'll talk about the box when we do the unboxing here. One-sided on here, but yeah, I think the art looks good. That looks nice, right? I think it does to me. I dig that. I kind of like the lighting. It's a very natural kind of glow. It's not too harsh or overblown or anything. That's probably the most hardcore one, but it's also like an open flame, so there's that too. Yeah, but lots of blues and oranges from what I'm seeing in here. Very kind of color deprived to an extent. Now the ones I saw, you get like open windows and stuff, but like some of these areas I don't think have a window. Yeah, so I don't think there's a window here. This is outdoors. That's kind of cool. I like seeing the variety here. That seems kind of nice. We'll look at that in detail too. Look up close at the art and whatnot. Let me just take a peek at the minis so you can see my initial reaction, and then we'll go top down. Okay, and they're just kind of put in there. We do have some cards here. Woo! That was the box, not me. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of little tiny cards here. We got some regular cards here. And some pieced together. Hey, at least I got a tray. That's pretty cool. And then it looks like some bigger stuff in here. Okay, yeah, there's some bigger stuff there. Okay. We'll save that. Shh. We'll save that. Okay, let's go on to the detailed view now. Alright, we're going to move the minis out of the way. And actually, let's go ahead and look at the dice real quick. Just to kind of look at probabilities here. Because obviously these are not the final dice you're going to get. So this one, like I said, only has one. All the rest are blank. Just one. So 1 in 6 chance on that one. Kind of a cool texture on there. Okay, and it looks like a lot of these are kind of the same die. What I'm suspecting is there are different probabilities. Would be my guess. Looks like there are two kinds, and then obviously these are kind of your normal whatever. Okay, so here we have movement. We have these which have two blinks next to each other, and then let's see if we order it like this. There's a 1, 1, 2, 1, blank and blank. So yeah, definitely not the best. And then this red one, which looks like there are no. Looks like it's 1, 1, 1 shield, 2, 2. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, obviously it's better, but yeah, definitely more higher probability there. Here, same thing. I think these greens are probably the worst. There is a blank, and then let's see if I can. So it's probably like this. Then the 2, 1, 1, and then whatever those ones are. And then here, as you can see, you start doubling up and doing all that kind of stuff. But there is still a blank on these, so interesting to note on that for whatever these are for. Okay, moving on from that. So these dark tokens here. Actually, let's do the small stuff later so I can zoom in. So let's actually even skip the cards and go straight to like the player boards and stuff. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. We'll go to the bigger stuff. Oh, say all that's kind of small too. I mean, this you can kind of see right now. I have no idea what this is. Like at all. Wouldn't even have a hazard a guess. It's going to be wrong. Actually, we can go ahead and... So there's the time thing. You can see the day and night is 50-50 even on this one, by the looks of it. And then there's this Bad Mama Jamba, which looks like 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 5 plus 20, 5 plus 20, 0. Okay, the symbols here are different. So here it looks like 3 movement. Here it looks like 2 movement and electricity or something. And then, oh wait, no, the electricity is there versus there. So this has 1 extra movement by the looks of it. 8, 8, 2, 2. Looks like the only difference that I see is this right here. That's the only difference that I can tell anyway. Oh, this is day and night. Okay, so see there's day and there's night. Oh, it looks pretty bad to me. What the heck do I know? Yeah, there's not much difference there. Okay, alright, fair enough. Alright, let's take a look at some characters here. Actually, even here. Yeah, we can still zoom in pretty much on that. So let's actually go straight to here. We'll zoom in even still, just a little bit. We need to zoom in a little bit. That's what I've determined. There we go. Okay, get our handy dandy, I'll drop it, pointing stick. And start looking. Now I can say right now the art style is quite nice. I like it anyway. It's very gritty. It actually has a little bit of like a filter on it. Let me, as you can see, there's like the speckle, right? The like stipple almost. And that effect is like over everything. It makes it look almost dusty. It almost looks like the sharpness kind of went up too high, but in like a cool way. There's a little bit of like blood and an odd pile of skulls. Anytime skulls are piled, I feel like that's not a natural thing. Somebody did that. Maybe that guy. I don't know. Cobwebs, broken stuff. It looks like very... I don't know what this middle symbol necessarily is for. I guess to denote the middle, probably so you can do line of sight fairly easily, so you can tell that this can't see this, I suppose. I mean, a lot of more skeletons. There's more skeletons here, a skull here, more blood smears. They're not the same blood smear, so it's not like a copy-paste thing there, which I appreciate. And there is kind of a wall border around everything, and then another wall here. And in fact, I don't see a door into here at all. You notice that there's not really an entrance that I see. We'll probably have to discover that entrance. There we go. I'm going to put it this way. Lots of candles. Again, never a good sign. This is kind of interesting because these are not in the middle. See, the middle would be like right here. These are like on the sides. And then there's this one in the middle. Then a 5 to 6 and a 4. I think this is maybe unit count that can fit in there perhaps. And it's not all square either, right? This is now a circle now. The line here is faint, and I do appreciate that, but still noticeable too, which I also appreciate. You like can barely even see it there, but in general, you can see the shape okay, so I'm fine with that. And yeah, some more skulls. That person looks alive. Is that a person? I think so. Anyway. Yeah, bad times happening there. Man, why can't we go to a nice place? Maybe you add the door token in, because I don't see a door in here at all. It's all wall. So maybe you add a door slot in there somehow. We'll look at the tokens here in a little bit. Man, they are messy. These people are hoarders. Look at that. My goodness. Looks like these are almost at the same angle. It's kind of interesting. No, man, even the bed's pushed out a little bit. There's nothing organized here. Okay, more bad times over here. Again, same filter. And again, no door. So I'm assuming there are tokens to tell you where to put the door. I wonder if that actually really matters. Is that the pit to hell? What the heck's going on there? That's where Pennywise is. Don't go down that well. You will float. And then this is kind of an interesting thing because it's outside, obviously, but it's like almost kind of abstract a little bit. Like I can tell there's some plants here, and then it looks like, is this mud? Or is this just like a puddle reflecting the sky? Or this is obviously a tree trunk. Oh, it's an interesting inside of the tree. So I'm assuming these is like wood and stuff, and I think this is another tree trunk here, and then more like soil, I believe. So interesting art style. I dig it because it tells me I'm outside and it's wet and it's grimy, and the color palette I think works really well here. And the little like firefly lights I appreciate as well, to add a little bit of variety in there so it's not so drab. But it is a little abstract in my opinion, especially the angle. Because if you look at it, like this is coming this way and this is coming this way. So it's like you're definitely here and then everything's kind of coming out angle-wise, right? It's interesting. Interesting perspective. All right, let's look at some player cards. Ta-da! Zoom in even more. There we go. Oh, okay. All right, that's good. All right, Kurt, lead us out. So again, when I said to kind of Bloodborne-ish, it's because of the hat style and the cloak and even like the cleaver and stuff like this. This is very much like the Hunter that you would see, right? But with a Gatling gun attached to there, which is pretty darn sweet. So again, we got a whole bunch of symbols here. I don't know how to read this. I apologize. I know that is 10 health and that is 18 weight. I totally got that. So you guys don't even worry about it. Looks like he has maybe 3 health files to refill health, perhaps. Looks like melee and ranged, perhaps. Looks like this produces sound, and I'm assuming this doesn't. And then maybe what you roll, perhaps. These are kind of the attack symbols here. There's some kind of like defense thing going on here. There's a whole bunch of symbols here with like dice in a book and 2 dice in a brain, dice in a movement. I'm assuming these are kind of like your agility, wisdom, whatever, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Now on the flip side, if Kurt's having a bad day, there's this, in which case you just have the health, you have the melee, and then this. And so it looks like it's very much kind of a, I've now become a bad guy. It sounds like he loses his weapons. So zombies cannot use, or vampires, or whatever the heck they are, cannot use weapons. Sad day. I'm trying to see. It looks like he is in the exact same position. So leaning forward, right? Arms even out in the same way, and they changed the hands. Is pretty much all they did, and the face. But otherwise, it's the exact same pose. Just something to kind of note there. Let's see if that goes on everywhere. Okay, then we have Gazelle, Giselle, I don't know. 1 less health, 1 more health file thingy. Different stuff and different thingamabobs. Got like a crossbow thing and a spear thing. Cool symbol. That's what she has. I dig that. And then on the back. Okay, nope. So they changed the arm in this one. So this one she's not pointing forward, which makes sense because it would make much sense for a zombie to do that, I suppose. Let's see, a red and 2 yellow versus 2 yellow. So just different stuff happening down here too, huh? And a shield versus 3 little movement things, I guess. Okay, here's Ellie. Same kind of thing. It's like a witch doctor kind of person with a flamethrower, of course, and a little pincher, a little grabber thing to reach hard to reach places. Everybody needs that. There's the weight and the health and all these other symbols I don't know. And then on the back, okay, so there they kept her arm up and her arm out a little bit on that one, like her little cone head. And yeah, that's her. This is one I want to talk about. Instantly, he was on the bottom here. Here's Odo. As you can see, that's a sweet weapon. I love this weapon. Like, are these hydraulics? Like, what's going on here? Does this just like shoot out? That'd be freaking hardcore if it did. I would dig that a lot. The background is kind of nice because it's very kind of platformish, right? But then you can't even see what's around him. I actually kind of dig that, though it is quite dark. This whole printing is a little dark. Like, even this glass bottle doesn't stand out too much. 19 weight, 11 health. But then less symbols here, I suppose, for whatever it's worth. And then here he turns bad. Looks like his mouth opens. Is that his mouth? Oh, interesting. Because that's a mask here. Like, you can't see his mouth. And then here, I guess you can through it, or he painted it, or not quite sure what's going on there. Nothing good, I can tell you that much. His cloak gets ruined as well, as you can see. There's like a little, see how it gets ripped there? So that's kind of cool to see as well. So a little bit of clothing changes too. Not just, it looks like some fraying. Okay, no, the fraying's there anyway. Not just the hands. Okay, there's the people. I'm going to take a look at some cards. I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just going to kind of quickly look at them a little bit. Distract. Are they different on either side? Cost to 2. Split the reward. Attention to. Okay, it's the same thing. Are they all like that? Dive bomb. Looks the same. Double melee. Looks the same. So 2-sided, but it looks like they're the same there. Okay, here's some more baddies. But this is 2-sided for day and night. So this is the night version. And then here is the day version. So let's see what changes here. 3, 3, 4, 4. Not a whole lot different, really. 3 plus equals +1. So this whole thing is different. And that is it for difference. Oh, and there's a symbol here, which I don't know what that necessarily means either. But either way, nighttime gains this symbol and that stuff there. Otherwise, the same. So I'm not going to flip all of them over. I'm assuming they're all kind of like that. We're just going to look at general design here. And I must say the art here is killer. I really like it. It's very dark. That is definitely for sure. It's very dark. Hopefully, I'll let you guys know how I see, like looking at it now in this lighting, it's great. If it's on the game table without all these like freaking filming lights on, how am I going to see this? Well, I see it. Okay. Oh, look at that. That thing's gross. I like him. He looks fun. Oh, see, I can barely even read that. Gennari, but the red text on there is really hard to read. Not easy at all. Is that like brothers or something, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, see right here is it rolled? Very hard. That needs a drop shadow or an outline stroke or something. Some to kind of draw it out. And notice this is day and night, so it's like they don't change at all, but they still have 2 sides. Read entry. This is like some kind of story-based thing by the looks of it. We go to some lovely places. That's always fun. How enjoyable. And it looks like they're all these kind of story things that I'm not going to spoil yet. That's it for the big cards. Obviously, this is the prototype and I haven't gotten everything. So more to come, of course. Here's the little cards. Focus. There we go. So in here, it looks like on the back is probably... Oh, no, what's playing back here? Different characters here. Different items by the looks of it. Different types of items or whatever. Wooden stake. And it looks like maybe a flip over or something like that. Silver bullets. Whatever that ammo stuff is. The immortal and pestle with a cross. What the heck? Looks like spawn cards of some kind. attack cards of some kind, and these have the character symbol on it, so maybe some abilities. That'd be kind of cool. I dig that. Alright, so this is the different characters with their stuff here. Very kind of plain, right? And what's going on. In fact, this all looks the same to me, minus the shapes and symbols, I suppose. So I'm not sure exactly how that works. There's a penalty here. Kind of interesting. I'm not sure what this... Oh, this is like the bad guy stuff, by the looks of it. And then we have these, which are kind of flipped over by the looks of it, but that's your spawn card, I think. Alright, then you have some cool freaking weapons. Very steampunkish, that is for sure. You know, I would want to be the guy equipped with this and not the wooden stake. Just saying. Looks like different ingredients and stuff that maybe you can craft some stuff, do some alchemy. Here's some ammo by the looks of it. Silver bullets. A lot of wooden stakes. Some more wooden stakes. Okay. And some kind of like shotgun recipe thing. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Look at this guy. Heck yeah. Looks freaking sweet. Looks like some food and all kinds of lovely things. More silver bullets. This looks random. Somebody must have played this copy. That's my assumption. Those are in random order. Alright, that's it for all the cards. I'm going to take a look at some tokens here. Look at those small ones like I said. Hello. Hello, Lucas. Right here. There we are. Looks like they're all pretty much the same, so I'll just take one out. Take a look at it. Just one, please. Thank you. Okay, now again, prototype, but I will say black on red I appreciate. This looks so much clearer on camera that I'm looking at right now than it does in real life. It's not very noticeable, especially like down on the table like that. Like, it's there, but it certainly does not pop. I can tell you that much. But it is there. I can totally see it. But I would appreciate that a little bit more obvious. But I think they're definitely aiming for a dark game. So it is what it is, I suppose. At some point, you also want to give the feeling of the game right to the players. All right, so we got some mystery tokens. There's a question mark here, by the looks of it. We got some broken vials and a clean vial. So you have little vial tokens here. I think these are like the doors and stuff like this. This looks like a window that you can break open. Yep, to let some light in, so you can still do that. Here is I think that's a door or a cubby or some kind of walkway, perhaps. Or, oh, maybe it goes like this, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, there's doors there. There's some cubes. Good color. Well, I like all the red. I appreciate that. There's a thingy here. Whatever it is. And I think that's it. Looks like there's some kind of like harpoon rope thing. And that is it. Okay, moving on from that. Okay, so next up, minis. Oh, I'm excited. I am excited. I've been playing too many card games lately. Give me some minis. That's what we need. Alright. And let's start with this fella here. Oh my goodness, let's zoom in. Wow, this looks nice. So this is resin. I can tell just by the feel of it, this is resin. In fact, I want to say this is cast. This feels like it's a hand cast resin. So lucky me, I got some nice quality minis, but obviously the final quality will be a little bit less than this. It's just the nature of the game. Doesn't mean it'll be bad, but it definitely won't be this. The chain is quite nice, at least in this version. I really like the wrapping of it. Kind of haphazard. It's not a perfect X or anything like that. It kind of tucks into the armpit there, which would be darned inconvenient. I like how he's holding the hook. I think that looks quite nice. And his fingers are well defined there. There's some slits in his coat for like a button and some little kind of scuff marks and stuff like that. A little frayed on the bottom. Hasn't been keeping it. Textured base, which is nice. It's kind of interesting because it's a wood that doesn't have the lines in it. Instead, it just has like little divots and like picks and pops and stuff like that. Kind of an interesting plank looking one, but it does have some subtle nail holes there, but they're very subtle. I'd be interested to see if it actually makes it to the final mold that faint. I feel like it wouldn't. But yeah, no, this looks nice. He's got the buckle there. His like beard hair is nicely done, and so is the hair over there. He has a defined ear. The glasses are actually quite well done, I think. It's kind of hard to do glasses well, but those seem good. Yeah, I like it. He's overhanging the base, taking up the whole thing, leaning forward a little bit too, so it's not just standing awkwardly straight up while doing that, which it seems like a natural pose, which I appreciate. Yeah, I like him. He's cool. I think he's a bad guy though, so maybe I don't like him. Alright, here is someone with, oh no, the rest of you, I don't even see that piece. Well, if I find it, I guess I'll glue it on there. Part of the problem with resin. So this broke off, but I'm assuming it kept going. Love the hat. Now this is very thin. I imagine and it looks great. I imagine in the final game, the final production plastic, it'll be thicker than that. It almost needs to be. Otherwise, it'd almost be too bendy. But yeah, this looks good. The like straps to hold on the armor, I think look really nice. I really appreciate that. Again, right on the base. In fact, it's even off a little bit. Even on the like tip of his foot, it goes down a little bit, which I appreciate. This angled point looks like it'll kind of make the transfer really well. Love the cape with the little tapers here. It's not too thick either. Sometimes they really thicken that up. It is fairly thick, but it's not too bad at all, actually. Book over here looks nice. This is a great pose. And again, not quite straight. He's slightly turned where this, is a little bit kind of more natural because of his legs. And notice it kind of goes out here, and you even see that stretched pants a little bit. Just makes it all look, again, kind of natural, which I appreciate. All right, let's look at this guy. I dig this. Again, it looks like his broke off too. These spears are going to be the death of these resin minis. Hopefully I can find them. Beard hair looks great. Facial structure looks good. Again, the hat with the brim looks fantastic. It'll probably thicken up a little bit. As long as it doesn't do too much, that's all right. Good size to it though. This rope. Oh man, do you guys hear that? That's what you're here for, right? Oh man. Woo! Gives you goose pimples. So that was this right here. Great texture and all of this stuff. This has even some basing to it that's built into his model. So the more of the base you control, the more of the sculpt design you control as well. So you can do interesting stuff like this. So I definitely appreciate that. And I always kind of welcome it. This, the texture lines and stuff, I don't know who their sculptors are, but they're really good with this. It just looks nice. I love the kind of ornate, what is it, a flower? It almost looks like a rose. I like that on the quiver there. I mean, that's quite the quiver for sure. But no, this is cool. I like it. The layers here, this is like layer. It's like 3 layers deep right there. Quite impressive. I like them. All right. Hey, look at that. A character that's not broken. She's looking cool, even with her little dome head. I dig it. And lots of texture on kind of the bodies of these people. There's a lot of different layers. Here's kind of the flamethrower thing that she had in her little grabby stick. The spikes here, again, might be thickened up a little bit in the final production, I would imagine. This looks great with the knuckles that are bent like that. And I love the constant bootstraps and all that. These are looking nice. I dig this a lot. Yeah, no, she's looking cool. I dig that. I like the separation here. That's very nice. You can see it's draped over like that instead of all one thing with like a hole. It just makes it look a little bit nicer. Same here. All right, that little separation there I think adds a lot to it. Looking cool. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, all right, take you out. Here's this guy. Look at that blade. That's an interesting blade. I dig the like nicked blade there. It looks a little bent, perhaps slightly. Definitely a bigger hat here with a little skull on there. I don't think he's a good guy. And an interesting hand. It's like, what is that? What is he? So it looks like he's like 3 finger, like this, I guess. Like that. There you go. What am I doing there? Probably something bad. Love the chain. Love the little straps at the top here. And then the kind of the big tall brim there. I dig that. Again, a lot of swooping, especially to this side. I've been noticing this, and this is the third mini that swoops there. And this one, unlike the others, is, I think, too thick. Like, look how thick that is. Like, it needs to angle up a lot quicker, I think. That looks really, really thick in kind of a silly way. Which I like, that would weigh so much to be that thick. And you can tell it's not that thick up here, right? So it's like it gets fat at the end or something. No. So I would love to see that perhaps fixed a little bit. It's probably the first one I think I have a problem with sculpt design wise. I love the split. I love that it angles up. So you don't really notice it too much, right? It's just when you tip it over, you're like, oh my gosh, that's maybe too much. So that's definitely me nitpicking there. I think otherwise, very cool. And again, I love the how this is not so robotic. So again, these people know how the human body works. So this isn't straight up and down. It's actually pushed back a little bit. You see how his elbow is behind his back a little bit? It's not just rigidly locked arm on the side, right? And then with the elbow pointed. In other words, it's not here. It's here. And that little bit of difference makes it so much more believable, in my opinion. It really, really does. Like a lot. So I really appreciate that level of detail more than anything. But giving him a unique shaped weapon, stuff like that, I think also makes him stand out. Quite like that one. A lot to like in that. All right, here's Mr. Gatling Gun. Love it. This guy's freaking sweet. It's got the kind of the axe thing going on here. Okay, good. See, this is swoop to the other side. I like the variety. I've commented on this on like some of the command ones. Like there's Zombicide, Dead or Alive one where their arms all swooshing to one side. I like the swoosh to the other side. You know, people are moving around different directions and whatnot. Again, lots of layers here. I am constantly seeing that. It'd be kind of a pain to paint a little bit. And hopefully that transfers nice and crisp. This is about as thick as I would want it. Any thicker and I'd be complaining. Right now I'm just going to note that that's at the limit. Ideally you get that even skinnier than that, but if not, that's fine. You see how skinny this is? And how skinny this is? Why is it this skinny here and then this fat here? Do you see? Like, that's the problem. Make this as skinny as that. Dude, like, that's too fat. Too fat. That would get very heavy. I'm a little bit more forgiving when it's like here. Right, like that's fine. But this is, yeah, I've changed my mind because I saw this. Make it like this or like this, not like this. Again, love the hats. The little divot there is really, really cool. The facial features are actually quite nice. I dig that as well. The hands have been looking good this whole time, especially those knuckles. This and the final production plastic might be a connection point. It'd be okay to glue that there, so it's not. But at least in this resin, this is actually separate. Cool. I dig them. Okay, I think one more on this top level one. And then we have... Oh, no, there's two more at this top level one. Okay, here's that big guy's brother. Love the hammer. Yeah, I dig that. Let me see. Okay, so one thing I would like to see is tree rings or whatever. Normally there's like rings in here from like the wood, which I think you're trying to give it a wood kind of texture. Like this is a great wood texture, by the way. I love the divots in here and everything. That looks great. It depends on what this is made of. I guess I'd have to refer to the art, but ideally, if there's needs to be tree rings there will be. The texture here, by the way, this like fur stuff looks killer. That looks awesome. I love that. That looks great. Really, really nice. So again, a little bit thicker on the cape, but it's what it's at this point. Love, again, the different fabrics. This is definitely different than a lot of the trench coats and stuff like that. I love the kind of jaggedness as a like ripped off arm stuff here. And again, that sculpted beard I think is really cool as well. I dig that. And again, taking up that whole base and hanging out even past it. The vials here look sweet. Very small details though. I do get suspect about that surviving. Like, here, let me really close, you can kind of see. See those like really small straps there and stuff? Not so sure that's actually going to make it. Not so sure on that. and read like duffel. All right, final one for the top here. Here we go. Oh no, again. Oh, okay, good. At least I have his piece. Sweet. So I'll be gluing this back on. That sounds like fun. This is the one holding the kind of the crossbow-like thing. Look how skinny this is. I love it. You see that? That's how I want it. Even this. That's great. So it is kind of weird to see some so much thicker than others. That is kind of odd. I don't know why that is. Again, lots of detail here. This is actually a little bent. That's kind of funny. May have to play around with that a little bit. So again, this is going this way now, not that way. And it's folded over, so it's a different style. And this one, it's kind of a flourish. Like he just lifted that up maybe and that folded that back. Which again, I appreciate. It just continues to add more variety, which I really, really enjoy seeing on the table like that. All right, let's move this whole tray. And let's get to some of these big ones. So, oh, okay, hold on. I'll show what I'm working with here. Whole bunch of white. There you go, you kind of see what's going on here. Hey, you do what you gotta do, right? Ta-da! Alright, let's take a look at these. Ooh, these are the bad guys. I'm excited. Alright. Now we gotta zoom in again. There we are. Oh, I dig this guy. He's nasty looking. I don't like him at all. So different base. Right, so instead of wood, they have stone, which is kind of cool, be an easy way to distinguish between them besides the horrificness of them. Not a whole lot to say, except that the chain with the lock on it is kind of interesting. Is this like a pet? Is this something that's unleashed on people? And why is his head like that? Does he headbutt? Like there's some craziness going on there. That's all I'm saying. All right, next up we have, just more of them. All right, here, let me make sure I'm not grabbing any repeats here. So there's several of those guys. Okay, let's move on to these. Here you go. Again with the back blades. And this is kind of wing-like. There is a little bit of a modesty cloth, which I appreciate. Very bony, but kind of getting spiky too, with also some like muscle mass and stuff. And again, those big old like vampire kind of ears. The mouth is open. I can't quite tell if it's textured in there or not. It's too small. There are some teeth though as well. Eyes are sculpted. He is hanging off the base, which again, I appreciate pretty much all over the place. The space is just about too small for him, which makes it seem less like a frame and more like he's part of the world around him, which I appreciate, actually. I think it's a smart move for designers. All right, let's look at these guys here. Oh my gosh, that is a crazy design. I dig it. Focus on that for you. There you guys go. Look at that. Ain't she a beaut? Oh my goodness. So again, we got the modesty cloth. I appreciate that. And you can see up in there because of how her legs are. And it goes in there a little bit. But that little bit is nice because that means when you paint it, you can paint it black or whatever and kind of shadow that in. The bones are getting nastier and nastier. I don't even know what's bound in here, but it's something. I'll tell you that much. The facial part here, like covering the face, is really, really cool. And it comes out and it goes into like this kind of blade thing here. This goes all the way down almost to the bottom of her foot, which is interesting. And it looks like she was chained up as well around the ankles by the looks of it. There's still a bit of a chain here too. The one thing I'll say here is this chain following her foot doesn't seem natural. I feel like it would hang straight down, not curve in that way. That seems kind of odd. Though perhaps it's connected here and here, and so I don't know. It just seems a little odd to have the chain act like that, like with physics, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, she's nasty. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. Well, speaking of not like, man, these guys are getting gross. Look at this. No, thank you. Coming in. Okay, so a few things here. First of all, really freaking sweet design. I love the texture inside. That's very nice to see. This is, again, a little fat, a little plain. Just add some texture in here, if nothing else, like there's multiple layers or something maybe. Otherwise, it's a little fat. But I like that it goes all the way in like that with the texture still showing. That's really cool.
the hair around here going this far back is unsettling in a cool way. Love that you're still defining the ears. The face, it's like almost troll-like. The wings, though, in particular, this is a standout for me. Like, this one really is. This is probably the best mini I've seen in this bunch, because I've never seen wings like this folded onto the person like this. And I really love that. Let's say there's multiple wings. See, here's a wing here, and then a wing here. You can see part of that over there, too. So at least like 4 different wings, but they're like folded in like an unsettling way, which I really like. I mean, the texture is great and all that kind of stuff. And these like bony parts stick out a whole bunch and whatnot. But I just love that it's folded so flat in like that. That looks really, really cool and gives it definitely a unique shape and really perks my interest. Between the long neck with all the hair and then this wing here, painting this too would be killer. I really like this. Oh man, I like this mini. And of course the blade arms and stuff are cool, but those wings are stand out to me. I don't have another mini like that. I've not seen another mini like that, and I appreciate that this exists now. Very cool mini. Very cool. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh man, the design. These are just, I mean, man, just get this game for the minis. My goodness. Okay, so where to start? Again, coming off the base. I appreciate this. The bases are all slightly too small, which is amazing. I love that. When it's a little bit too big, you get that kind of frame effect, right? Where it looks like it's like on a spotlight. This just seems like it's this part of the world, and I just happen to sculpt this part. Again, with the curving in, but still keeping the textures. These chains in particular, look like they'll transfer quite well. They're nice and spacious. All the skulls here are very cool. I don't know if they're the same size. Actually, let's check real quick. Is it like a person size? Yeah, it is. So it's scaled well. I appreciate that. Really appreciate the consistency and scale. Oh, hopefully that showed up. Let me make sure. I want to get it blurry. Okay, so you can kind of see here. Yep, that's about his size there, so that works. All of the like swords and stuff in this guy, very nice design. Again, love the chain. It seems haphazardly wrapped, which I appreciate. I love the fur, by the way. I think that looks great on here. I love how far back on the base he is. The like framing here is kind of interesting. It looks like it used to be some kind of cloak or something. Who knows? Just a cool mini. I love how his hands are flat, with his fingers coming out like a flat, like it's not like a normal hand anymore. It's a nice little change there, which I appreciate. Yeah, no, this is awesome. Love this guy. Super cool. Great mouth too, with the like kind of fleshy bits in the corners and then the teeth with the fangs. People are nasty. Oh, that's another one of that. Okay, here's... Oh, man, you get... What, you get 4 of those? Okay. So it looks like just one more. The big one itself. This is kind of that main one I showed you. And, yeah, look at all of the texture here. Oh, and again with the wings. Look at this. The wings are like a dress. That is cool. I love that. I really, really love that. And look how far down it is. I've seen wings towards the middle. It's not very common, but it does happen. I actually think normally it looks kind of weird. This one, I think it's supposed to look kind of weird. It's almost hard to tell. And again, when you paint it, it look different. Where the wings stop and the fabric goes. I love that it goes kind of right there so you can still kind of see it. It doesn't like magically necessarily disappear into the fabric. Love the... kind of stretched out neck here. The face, very much front and center here, I think. This kind of like odd shape to the body is interesting. They all have this kind of big curve here, which is, I think, kind of cool. Again, lots of chains. You got the hair here. That's all kinds of wild. You got the claws, extra long fingers by the looks of it. What's interesting here, though, is these fingers are bigger than this one. I don't know if she's supposed to... Oh, yeah. Yeah, look. Here's the art. So, yeah, she just has longer fingers there. Okay, then. I guess the one thing I'll say is when it comes to painting it to look like this would be painting it very there's not a lot of contrast there. And when you paint miniatures to be able to see it, you tend to want a big change in color and lighting or whatever, because at the end of the day, you're not this zoomed in, right? You're never seeing the mini this close unless you pick it up and look at it. But when it's on the board, you're like 3 feet away from it, your eyeballs to the mini. So it tends to help to exaggerate highlights and stuff like that. But again, I love using the wings in unique ways. It's even like almost dragging on there like a wedding dress of some kind. Super cool. Well, what a great note to end it on. Okay, so that is the unboxing. I'm going to be playing this. I'll do a review for you guys. I'll let you guys know as soon as I can. You guys know I do some detailed reviews that are normally like 40 minutes plus, and so I need to get a lot of play sessions in as much as I can so I know what I'm talking about when I say it. So be on the lookout for that. If you are interested, you can click that subscribe button. There's a link down below to any kind of campaign page that I'm aware of or anything like that. So check that out as well. And with that, thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you guys again really soon. Bye.